Greetings! Welcome to the Devlog for Alpha 1 of Update 100 of Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades. We're going to start, as always, with a quick sound check. Make sure speakers aren't up too high. Let's see here, and... Wonderful. Not a bad group. Look at what that filtering can accomplish. So, what have we got for you this week? Well, I just said the F word. That's right, filtering. Hand filtering, and that's what this alpha is all about, is getting these systems out to you folks and testing them and seeing if they are what you all want and if you enjoy them. So, as a recap for what I showed a preview of last week, we have sort of two new options here. It's under firearms and options. There is hand filtering and sniping assist. Note that even when hand filtering is fully disabled, the filtering for pointing is still there, and the filtering for, say, bipod usage and things where it should always be present, is always enabled. This is essentially enabling it for everything else. And we have our sniping assist, which has been adjusted slightly from last week, and I will show you how. You already saw it in effect. So, to demonstrate once again how this all works, these are both off. I have a testing deagle here with a new scope here, and this is let's reset that and let's do a new set. So here is me attempting to fire this with 12x magnification. Obviously we're only at 30 meters away, but this should demonstrate to you, let's see, I'll pull it up close here, just how wobbly and difficult that is. I can still do it, but I'm not gonna get in that case I pulled the trigger right during a judder. But we can turn on our hand filtering here, which is gonna help, but it's still gonna be wobbly, you know, because we're dealing, where am I pointing this? There we go. So it's taken out a bunch of the high frequency, but we still have that wobble. Our sniping assist, however, basically kicks in two contexts. It kicks in if it detects that a firearm is currently being shouldered, or it also kicks in if it detects that you are bracing that firearm with two hands and keeping yourself nice and still, and that the gun has finished recoiling and recovering from that recoil. So that was the other thing I needed to fix math-wise this week, is that the sniping assist was kind of canceling out the gun's recoil as well, which was not what I wanted. So here we go. Let's take our cells. There we go. Beautiful. Still got to be careful. Oh, bammo. Close enough. Great stuff. Of course, this is also designed for long guns, so let's pull out a new long gun, a new toy for this week. Boop. We have a remake of the UMP-45, which was inspired by a beautiful piece of fan art that went around last week, and so I decided to pop in the UMP-9 as well. Check it out. Yup, I actually decided to put the full witness holes in, the full stack of rounds in it. Looking beautiful. Whack. Pop that into semi. So let's actually just try this off irons and see how our sniping assist helps us there. Remember, this is the moment you fire, the sniping assist is going to fade out in effect and is only going to return to really smoothing the weapon once it's fully recovered. So it's great for single shots, but isn't necessarily going to help you for anything but the first shot for, say, full auto fire. Get that here. Oh, shooting a little low. Better. Obviously, that's more of a combat sight. Let's flip that up. Let's see if this helps us at least get our elevation more reliable. Oh, a little. Still a little low. Still firing a little low. There we go. Beautiful. Of course, you didn't come here for single shots out of a UMP, did you? Look at that. Beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. And of course, got our UMP-45. Always a treat, always a treat. Got a little more kick there. Jerks around just a little bit more. As you would expect. So look at those beauties right there. Such an improved model. Long needed. I mean, don't get me wrong. I said that our older UMP model has been with us since really the beginning of the game, give or take. But I think this is an improvement, and obviously always wonderful to add another member to the family. So let's jump out of VR and talk about the other little tweaks and changes that are in this first alpha. Yo! So I know that doesn't seem like a lot of options for the filtering, but one of the things that I want to do to sort of establish a consistent baseline with doing this week is actually push this out to you all, get some feedback in terms of how it feels at various ranges with various weapon types, and then get some video back, basically, from various folks in various platforms and seeing how well the sort of existing filtering that I've added and the sniping assist actually stabilizes them. The thing about tracking noise is that it's super different based upon the platform and the controller, and even say something like the Quest 2 with the way that folks can play it several ways over Link, over Virtual Desktop, over AirLink. Things like exact tracking jitter are actually quite different even between those platforms. So it's difficult to find a one-size-fits-most solution, and I'm fairly sure I'm going to need to change that off and on button to like an off, light, medium, and heavy for the filtering. But before I go ahead and do that and sort of pick 3 arbitrary values for that, I'm going to get some data back this week, see how it's working for folk, see how much it, what I'm really interested in is there's a lot of folks who think the larger Winter Wasteland map is fun and cool, or Northeast Dakota in Take and Hold, but just really struggle to shoot long range unless they're off a bipod, and even in certain cases still off a bipod, just because of single hand tracking jitter or just other accessibility issues they might have. So this is in a big way an attempt to, how to put it, not necessarily level the playing field, but to just give folks more tools to play the way that they want to be able to play. Just because, you know, there's a pretty significant variance in terms of the hardware tracking quality across VR. So anything I can do to close that gap a little bit, I think is a plus. So yeah, but yeah, just let me know what I'm gonna create. Another sort of topic in the feature-specific section of the Steam forum for the game, specifically for the filtering and sniping assist. By all means, try it out, drop in, put at the very top what platform, and especially if you're running, say, on a Quest 2 or something like that, which way you're playing the game, like Quest 2, AirLink, etc. And then just your feedback on it, and like what maps you were trying it out with, what weapons, what level of magnification, if you're shooting with scoped. I would love to hear what you folks all think of this, and obviously I'm just going to keep tuning it. Let me know how it feels for you now using interfaces, as well as doing like distant grabs where you hold the touchpad or click the joystick in to pick up an object at range. I'd be super curious to hear if that feels better and more reliable to you folks. And I'm going to continue tuning that as I just trudge through more item spawner purgatory. So anywho, I will see you folks all next week. Peace.